Gentlemen, let's go over the plan. The first constant is none other than Janus, the legendary Cold War spy master. A KGB senior officer and head of the 6th Column Special Branch at Lubyanka, Janus is a certified genius and expert of counterintelligence. He retired from the KGB in 1988 when he fell out of favor with the Kremlin and defected to the US. Shortly after, the Soviet Union collapsed. Now, it is unclear when Janus stepped down as the constant, but since 2004, he has been a resident of a quiet community in suburban Vermont. Mr. Gray.
Right. So here's the catch. As an elite KGB agent, Janus was trained to withstand interrogation and torture. No amount of pressure will force him to disclose information he doesn't want to. Instead, we will need to search his home for clues. But if Providence learns of our presence, the game is up.
So we frame Janus, make Providence think he was the real Shattuck client.
Correct. I will file a false ICA report, claiming to have traced a number of calls from Janus's house to the Institute in Romania. The case will seem clear. Mr. Gray was only a figurehead. Janus was pulling the strings all along. And by eliminating him, we will have neutralized the militia once and for all.
However, for this subterfuge to work, you'll also need to deal with Janus's security detail. A Providence herald and former Secret Service agent by the name of Nolan Cassidy. Intel describes him as diligent and inquisitive, and we cannot risk that he contradicts our story to his employer.
Seems workable.
I certainly hope so. Everything depends on this next move, 47. You made this our fight. Now let's even the playing field.
Hello and welcome to day 81 of my challenge to 100% everything in Hitman 3. Today we're looking at Whittleton Creek, or we're starting with Whittleton Creek anyway. We're going to just do a whole bunch of featured contracts and get what we can get done. Before we start, however, I'd like to follow up on the contract from the previous stream, which I couldn't finish off on the stream yesterday because I had to go. Let me just bring it up on here. I've looked online about the other contract on Colorado. If I see it here, I'll bring it up. Yeah, shooting competitors. I've looked that one up and I don't see any reports about it bugging ours. So that might be on my list of things to do. I might need to actually file a bug report somehow if I can figure out how. Anyway, yesterday after I finished off the stream, I went back and did, where is it? This contract for the love of apricots. So this was the one where we needed to eliminate the chef with an accidental explosion and 3 other militia soldiers, 3 other militia soldiers standing near him via melee with a cleaver. So, one moment, let me just bring up the video. This is basically how it panned out. Ultimately, getting a fast time on this contract, I think is almost entirely dependent on RNG. So hide behind this, get calls on some of the geometry in the process because I'm very good at that. Lure the chef away from his stove.
Go and check it out. Come on, go. Roger.
I'm going to use the wrench that I brought into the mission to start a gas leak.
Sweet.
And then I'm just going to grab the cleaver while this guy isn't looking and then chill out over here.
Fuck me.
Now there's so many things that can go wrong here. Have a look at the guy on the table on the left when I bring up my instinct. So you can see right here, he's about to walk away. And what I've found playing this contract a couple of times is if he's standing at the table, I think he's fine. Like if he's standing at the table and the stove blows up, that's fine. He'll just stand there and he'll be like, oh, that thing just blew up. I'd better go investigate. Oh, that's a terrible accident. But you can see here, he's about to walk away. Like that. Now, something as simple as him walking away while the stove is blowing up, that's going to knock him down. It won't knock him unconscious, it won't damage him, it'll knock him down. And that is enough to throw a massive spanner into the works. in the form of a much longer surge pattern. What happened on this run though is he walked to a safe location before it blew up. Like so. Now the other thing I've discovered is clearly this has upset the 3 targets. It also upsets the 2 non-targets in the background. But what normally happens is you have other people patrolling on the map. You don't see anyone else on the radar. Down the bottom there's no black dots, no white dots. Normally there's maybe 2 pairs of 2 other people who are patrolling near the area, and they'll come rushing into this area. You can see there's 2 people upset there. You can see me using instinct around here to look for people. No one is coming in. I think it's entirely dependent on RNG and where the mission start spawns are as to whether or not you get additional people rushing in here or not. You'll see why I'm making a big deal out of this very shortly. You can see 2 people there. They're sort of anxious, but they're not anxious enough to rush in this time. Most of the other runs that I did, they rushed in. Along with those 2 people that we just... don't think I can move. Nah, I'm not going to replay that part. Okay, so very shortly everyone's going to settle down. You can see there that everyone's settled down there. Everything's fine. And this, unfortunately, is where it gets screwy. So you can see here, 2 guards and 2 non-targets are sort of disengaging, and they're well and truly away from the dead body and the weapon. Whereas the 3 targets, one of them is inspecting the body right now, the enforcer. The second one is going to go over and notice the weapon. And the third one, who I think is the one in the middle there, is going to go onto his standard route of taking a pee near the coffin on my left. Like so. James Reynolds in the center there has just noticed the weapon. You can see the target on the left. Danny, I can't read his name because it's too faint, is going to take a pee, and the enforcer is going to bag up the body. The other 2 non-targets are walking back to their positions. And this here, it's almost 100% dependent on RNG because this is a perfect setup. What's about to happen is I'm about to get a free shot at the target on the left because the other 2 are bugging out. And the other 2 non-targets are also bugging out. If you had a situation where 4 non-targets flood the area, everything becomes so much more complicated because the 2 main targets who are directly ahead of me are going to move back to the table and resume doing what they were doing. This, however, is perfect. They're going to vacate the area, and that gives me all the opportunity I need to make the kills. They're not looking, so I'm just going to take care of this guy. Drop him in there. And you can see what's happening here. The guard on the left, or the target on the left rather, is taking the weapon to the safe room. We established yesterday that it is not possible to take him out with melee as he's heading into that safe room. It's far too dangerous. There's no way to actually melee him. If we could take him out with a throw, we'd be fine, but melee is a problem. Meanwhile, the enforcer ahead of us is bagging the body. So what I'm going to do is just burn some time. And I'm going to switch the generator off so that when the weapon target comes back, he's going to notice that the generator is switched off. And we're going to take advantage of that. So you can see he's coming out of the door now. And there's another bullshit RNG part right here. You can see the enforcer there dragging the body to the left. If I bring up instinct. You can see him through the gap in the fence. So what's happening is the enforcer is dragging the body behind the point man place. And there's 2 paths that he can go. He can go either to the left or he can go to the right down the main road. From what I can tell, it's completely random. Don't ask me why I did that aim there. I don't remember what I was going to say. So I'm waiting for him to move here so that I can make the kill safely. If I take him out in the general area, he might get spotted. Gonna quickly dump his body here. And then we're going to go after the last target. So you can see here, he is still dragging the body to the location using the path on the left around the building. Whereas if he went right, which is where I'm going to go right now, he is in front of the building, right here. Now, he's finished dragging the body, he's dumping the body. He is now retracing his steps. And that's perfect. He is passing by a narrow alley, which we'll see in a moment, which is completely deserted, which gives us more than adequate opportunity to kill him. Had he chosen the right path, which he absolutely has done on previous runs, we would have those two guards to deal with, and we would need to coin him around, we would need to just fiddle around. He's an enforcer, it's just completely painful. Whereas here, I can just run up to him and smack him in the back of the head. Then I completely forget where the exit is, and that's it. It seems so dependent on RNG for getting a good time, and honestly, the contract itself is fine. It's simple, it's easy, it's fun, but getting a good time on it is not fun. And that was good enough for 30th on the leaderboard. I'm not really interested in going for anything faster than that. That's good enough, that will do. Anyway. Let's go back to Whittleton Creek, a lovely picturesque suburb in Vermont. So just before the stream started, I looked on here and there's 2 contracts on this page. Somewhere. There's one, cleaning house. Starting by cleaning house. Alrighty. Downsizing, waste management, severance packages. Be sure to leave the bodies ready for curbside pickup. He prefers to keep his house clean. Right. We need to eliminate 5 people in an accident. Are we allowed to pass 5 people? Yes, we are. We only have 1 exit. I assume that's going to be the garbage truck. We also need to hide all dead and unconscious bodies in containers. That is going to complicate things. My initial thought looking at this was, let's knock them all out, stack them all on top of each other, and detonate a propane tank. But no, we're going to have to actually hide the bodies, so we'll need to be a bit sneaky about this. Can we start as Garbage Man? We can. Okay, let's go in with our lockpick Mark II, our classic coin. I don't think we need a smuggled item at this point in time. And let's see what we can do. I assume this is going to be all 5 guards in and around the house. I mean, Gunther is there. We know who he is. I don't recognise the other names. That LOD. "47, Master Garbologist." What do you reckon he's doing there? Like, if he's blending in, he's reading a newspaper or taking into sites or whatever, what do you actually reckon a garbage man is doing here? Not just 47, just a garbage man. I mean, he's not trying to separate recyclables from trash or whatever. I don't know. I don't buy this blending in point. That's all I'm saying. All right, who we got? Oof. It's clearly not all of them. All shots must hit an NPC. Awesome. We've already screwed up.
Oh my, come on! Shoot!
You saw nothing.
God damn!
Alright, so we can't take out any security cameras. We would need to delete the security footage by interacting with it physically. And we can do that. We can go down the side of the house. And that might be a good place to start because one of our targets is in the basement.
Listen, I swear I have a license for it. I just don't bring it with me.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a trespass. Need to dodge this camera. Lockpick this door. And one of our targets is directly ahead of us. So all of them need to die in accidents, and that really could be a problem. What are our other complications? We need to hide the bodies and one exit. Right, first things first. And this is an interesting one because accident implies that I cannot kill them by shooting down a chandelier or something. I also cannot kill them by igniting a oil drum or something with a gunshot. So I do wonder if there's any value in bringing along my gun at this point. So we do have a coffin down here. I also can't shoot a propane tank.
Okay.
This is going to be an interesting one. Is he going to spot me? No, we're good. Well, let's break into this house first. Use the basement passage and see if there's anything we can potentially use. We have a coffin there. This here is going to bring one of those two guys down. That is not terribly helpful. Where am I going? Do we have anything good in the way of tasers or Janus's bodyguard? That Janus's bodyguard disguise could actually come in helpful. Car bomb, that is not helpful. No, and there's no way to cause an accident in here, so... Alright, how do we do this? So just punch this guy's lights out just because. Going to put him here temporarily because I know Janus likes to come down here and have a look at his memorabilia. And I'm going to temporarily switch to this disguise. Do we have any coffins in here? We do not. So shooting with an emetic is probably out. We could cause an explosion using that gas stove, but that is going to bring a lot of people running unless I make the area safe. This one looks tricky. Again, we can't use our gun. So shooting like a propane tank or... could we use a breaching charge to detonate a propane tank? I simply don't see much in the way of accident opportunities here. Okay, so I was thinking about using a proximity taser on the guy downstairs. We could potentially drag a lot of people up here, overflow the sinks, and then drop a taser here and electrocute them all, at which point we'll just need to drag them into various containers. That is a very, very, very long-winded way of doing it, however.
Telling people what they should or should not do with their tiresome recommendations.
That is my immediate thought here. Let's electrocute all these guys. So just so I don't screw this up, let's get rid of the gold baller. I need the lockpick for sure. I think that is essential to get inside. Can I smuggle something into Janus's place? No, but I can bring it into the basement. Let's bring along a taser. We'll go for the remote variety today. So, plan is break into the house, knock everyone out systematically. I didn't say it was a good plan, but it'll work. Now the bad thing about this is I don't have an immediate backup. If this goes wrong, if it doesn't kill all 5 targets in one hit, then maybe I can head down to... maybe I can take one of the copies? My god, I'm so tired, chat, I'm sorry. Maybe I can take one of the targets down to the garbage truck. Maybe. And make them disappear using the garbage truck. I think that would count as an accident, but I'm not sure. Either way, I don't think it's going to come to that. I'm just going to knock all these dudes out, make the area safe, drag all the bodies into the appropriate spot, set the taser off, and then we go from there. Okay, so Janus is, I think, easily my largest issue here. Gunther is following him around like a lost puppy dog. And I'm going to need to take out Janus without Gunther spotting me, or if he does, then I need to take care of him right quick.
Dispatch, I just heard something fishy.
How are you today?
This is Sentry Delta 4. What's the ETA on a recon unit to my 20? Grid figures 6, 9er, 8, 4, 1. Over. That's affirmative. Out.
Man, imagine if I placed that gun in a slightly different location. That number would totally be different. Oh no, he's... No, that's no good.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
That's no good. He is a troll bodyguard in the sense that if he sees a gun, he's going to call for backup rather than picking it up himself. I think the coin would have worked. Well, the coin would have worked, but because he saw the gun, he's like, no, I need to call for backup on that. Someone's trying to distract me. God damn it. Long story short, I should have picked up that gun, and I will do so next time. Apart from that though, the house looks relatively vacant, so maybe it really is this simple. I just need to drag bodies up and downstairs a bit. If I can just pull him here, I'll be safe. Good.
We've got a possible intruder. Sweeping area. Over.
Yeah, check that out. I'm going to move his body around here just in case. I'd like to take out Janus right now. The problem I've got is the people upstairs might spot him.
I just feel like giving something back to the community.
Actually, no, we're pretty good here.
Speaking of which, when are you coming over? Your robe is ready.
I'd love a thrown melee weapon right now. Does an apple work? Apple, non-lethal.
I would love that.
Me too. Anyway.
You're right there, buddy. That doesn't break Silent Assassin. That's very interesting. We could still be spotted here. I'll drag it around the table this way. Okay, we should be good. Let's just put you downstairs. While I'm here, I have not forgotten that I need to change disguises. Not yet, anyway. And we do need to hide his body, actually. Let's do that right now. Doesn't matter whether it's a target or not, I have to hide the bodies. So at this point I can pretty much just run upstairs, knock out the other two people even if they see me, and as long as I can electrocute them all in one clean accident, that should restore my Silent Assassin. What I do not want, though, is to alert everyone. Don't fire.
You will die today.
Close. If fake surrender was an option there, that may have well been the way to go. Let's overflow these sinks. And now I need to carefully position all of these corpses. Corpses? Unconscious bodies, whatever. Soon to be corpses, how about that? And hopefully no one will come knocking on the front door anytime soon. A very long way of doing it, but it'll work. Suppose I could speed it up by dragging these three people downstairs into the bathroom and using a second taser. The issue I've got with the bathroom, though, is I still need to hide the bodies. At least upstairs, there's plenty of hiding places. And hopefully no one outside will look through the windows and spot me dragging bodies. That is definitely a danger with the bathroom, I think. You can definitely see into the backyard from the bathroom. just because I don't want to make another trip. And hopefully we can just use this disguise to get out via the garbage truck. Hopefully it is not a troll thing like needing a crowbar or something. Or, God forbid, the paddle exit on the river. Or any of the other Easter eggs that I've forgotten about. You can see his head bouncing on every single step there. Alright, we good, fellas? Helps if I actually pick up the taser, don't I? Balls. I ran past it earlier. I know I did. I just wasn't paying attention. Yoink. Okay, let's try this again. Can we place it or do I need to drop it? Right, fellas. Farewell. That's super interesting. This here says... No, it's an optional complication. But it shows up as a red objective up on the top right, which sort of implies to me that it's mandatory. Anyway, that is done. What I need to do now, unfortunately, is drag all of these bodies into an appropriate receptacle, and then we can exit the mission via the garbage truck as speculated. Are there any coffins in here or here? There are. Right, we can put 2 people in here, that's quicker. It's probably going to be quicker just to dump him in the wardrobe just on the right. In this room. In Janus's room. No, it's further in than I thought it was. Dang. Yeah, it's a much shorter drag than it is to that room there. Having said that though, we've only got 2 places to hide bodies in there, so one of them had to go in the other room. Okay, let's go. We're going to go out the way we came in, simply because running through the guards at the front will force a trespass upon us. Whereas if we go this way, it is totally safe. I may need to watch out for an enforcer near the garbage truck, however. I think one complication that may have made this contract a little bit more interesting would be to never change your disguise. That way we'll be forced to wander around the house entirely in a hostile area. But I think it's easy enough to work around with coins and whatnot, so it's all good. One down. Fairly simple one to start with as soon as we figured out how to cause an accident inside the house. One 91, that is not a good time. Whatever. Okay, there's one more around here. Bug off bang. We're taking out Mr. Bessie? Yes, we are. Mr. Bessie, rather. Whatever. We need to eliminate 3 people using an explosive device. Oh, God. That is always fraught with danger because explosives cause noise. We don't have to hide the bodies, thankfully. Let's take in... I don't know where the targets are, so let's just take in our standard loadouts. I'm going to put an explosive in his backyard. And I'm going to start using the suit that I didn't wear yesterday. The Snow Festival suit. That's the one that we unlocked at Hokkaido yesterday for doing the Hokkaido Snow Festival. I think I've worn it for a grand total of about 2 minutes. So let's wear this, have a look around. Can we start as an exterminator actually? I've forgotten. Anyway, I'm starting in my spiffy suit. I like that. It's much nicer than the polar survival suit, in my opinion. And not just because it's white. I love the hood on that thing. Let's make the exterminator go to sleep for a bit. Because we're going to need to grab his disguise soon. And my immediate thought here is let's render 3 people unconscious. What? Oh god, they're all over the place. That complicates things. My immediate thought was let's render all 3 people unconscious, drag them into a nice neat pile, get to the exit, detonate a bomb on them, and then exit. So we'll get 2 of them together at least, just by pulling this guy back through the bushes. But the 3rd, we'll have to come back and take a look.
Damn.
I'm concealed, come on.
Jeez.
Okay, is the other guard looking my way? He is.
I'm moving to investigate. We'll keep you posted. Anyone there? Uh-huh. Okay.
Man, heard something weird. I'm gonna go check it out.
I'm still scared that if I take him out right now, the gardener's going to spot him. I'm hoping it's
Freaky.
far enough away though. We'll find out in a moment. We're fine. Just thinking about proximity here. If I blow it up here, hopefully no one else will hear it. Now this guy. What on earth do we do about this guy? Here's the guy who's so hungry, isn't he?
Oh, jeez, darling.
No, he's not.
So
Hey,
hungry.
sup?
Have you seen those neighborhood beautiful patties back there? And Mr. Wilson just keeps standing behind the grill, even though there's clearly no more gas on it.
I know, it's weird. Why doesn't he just
Huh.
have a new canister?
But I find that once the food's been served and the beer flows freely, people are more chatty. I think we'll return once the burgers.
How do we poison the food again?
I have to tell you, these are the best
Is
muffins
this a
I've ever
trespass?
had. I'm supposed to
No.
be a client for a house showing today, but I can't stop eating. Maybe you know him, Mr. Nolan Cassidy?
Can't say that I do.
Well, he's interested in the Schmidt house down the road. You know, the one that police shut down after the, well...
Listen here, pal. I'm sorry. You're not getting through.
I distinctly remember there being rat poison inside here.
What's your take on these Wilson people, Penelope?
They seem very nice.
My thinking exactly. They're perfect. Perfect teeth, perfect...
Right, I'm not going to try poisoning it. I'll just place something here and see what happens.
My God, you're
Is that going to get his
I
attention?
had this sneaking suspicion when they first came here. The
Yeah, there we go. I can poison it now. But I can't do that because I'm not in the correct disguise.
Pieces of art. They're hiding something, aren't they?
And that Richard guy just won't leave his place at the barbecue. The gas is missing. What's up with that?
Not to mention Susan and her extremely vague answers. I asked what she did for a living. You know what she said? Oh, I work for the government. Boring stuff. I don't buy that for a moment. Nobody on a government salary would be able to live in Whittleton Creek.
Want to go look through their things?
Damn right I do.
Hey, back off a bit, would you?
I refuse to believe your first name is Major. What do we do here? If I can coin him all the way across the street, that would be a miracle. My other thought is let's use a second explosive, but that's going to be... Well, firstly, I'm not carrying a second explosive on this run. And secondly, that's just going to be fraught with danger, I think.
Is anyone that...
Oh. Hey. Is anyone there?
Yeah, this is the problem I've got. This lady here, I can't easily see how to take her out either. Although, maybe I can do this.
Damn.
Okay, I might have a start now as long as I don't get interrupted by other
I don't
guards,
know what that was.
like these two here.
Taking a look.
I hear you.
Or random joggers or whoever else that's trying to ruin my day.
Wow. What was that noise? God, not again. I am so tired of this. Huh? I heard that. Hey, who's trying to break my balls here? Damn. What's going on?
Just look at this guy casually trespassing. Oi.
Ah,
Yes, well done. You found the coin. Congratulations. Now you die. If that is the intended solution, that just sucks. But I don't see how else to do it unless we're using a second explosive and dragging him into a quiet room in the house somewhere. Okay, it's time for our daily disconnect, everyone. Only coming at the 50-minute mark of the stream. It's an early one today. The game's almost been out for a year. Seriously. Okay, the other two bodies are over here. Wait, what? What are you investigating? I did not fiddle with anything untoward. Okay, let's drop this here. We need to switch into the exterminator disguise, run to the exit, and push the button. Yeah, I don't know who's investigating what. It's going to attract those two for sure. I think the exit is here, the bus stop. Okay, that was far enough away that no one heard it. Another easy one, but I hate my solution for reals. 687. Jesus Christ. That one wasn't good. But I'll take it. Showing off my professional coin throwing skills for the first two contracts here. Let's take a look and see what else we got. Okay, what's that sound? Falling Bobby. A party with pranks. I get to kill my favourite lady. I forgot my gas. Yep, we got 4 on this page. So we're going to be here a while. Certain people are hypersensitive to noise, blah, 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 blah. If you pull this off correctly, no one will notice a thing. We need to blow more people up. And, oh, we're not allowed to pacify anyone. It does say, while testing the hearing of everyone else in the area, if you pull this off correctly, no one will hear a thing. No one will notice a thing. And it's a Kevin Rudd contract. Fuck. Alright. Immediate thought is, let's bring in 3 explosives, because we know where James is, we know where Helen is. I don't know where Bobby Ashcroft is. But assuming he's one of the garbage men, we're going to need to lure him into the corner of the map. What am I doing? Bring the remotes. I could also use that, couldn't I? Let's bring that along, and just because I never use the bloody things, let's bring that along. Let's have some fun. Terraformer 9X, how you going? Twitch decided to now actually show you a live for me despite it being almost an hour already. It's all good, mate. It's all good. Twitch being Twitch. Alright, so we've established that you can have 2 people on the sidewalk here That explosion can go off inside James Beatty's backyard, and they won't hear it. So the exterminator here is closer. But let's find ourselves a throwable. And maybe drag him out here. Let's see if anyone hears that. Someone heard that. Someone most definitely heard that. And it wasn't the exterminator.
Command. Garden's clear. Repeat, garden is clear. Over.
Huh, okay, maybe I need to drag him closer to here, but I imagine that guy would then hear me. Where did the body go? If it knocked his body into the river, that is incredible. And very useful. But if we fail on this run, we still have plenty of time to actually move the body elsewhere. Any disguise? Yep, that's good. We just can't pacify people. We have plenty of time to hide the bodies somewhere else. Maybe inside the little shed there. So James, we can easily take care of him. No problem. Let's actually grab this thing. The exterminator is nearby. I'm not allowed to pacify him, so I can't get into his pants. Move along, buddy. Thank you. Right, the second one, Helen West's house. I'm thinking taking her out in the basement is safest. Now I need to bear in mind that I don't have a lockpick. My immediate question is, can I shoot the lock? I don't think I can, but I'll try. Yeah, I need a more powerful gun for that. So I do need to sneak into a house somehow. Okay, someone's ringing the doorbell. That's great. The basement is locked. Freaking basement is locked. She is going to come down to the basement as part of her route, and I believe there is a key upstairs, but I can't run up there right now. The other option is I don't bring along 3 explosives, I bring along 2 and a lockpick, and I find a third in the level somewhere. We know where to find a car bomb. I don't know if that can be used just as a standard explosive. Ah, there we go. That's going to make this much easier.
Astonishing amount of things done.
Yeah, I think taking her out here is absolutely going to be safest. I'm not sure if we can hide a corpse in there. We can definitely hide an unconscious body, but I'm not sure about a corpse. Okay, here she comes. Just hide around here temporarily. Hopefully she won't spot me.
You can't be here.
You're right, I can't. Okay, that has been heard. Just making sure. Someone might come and open that oven, that's all I'm saying. Oh, where am I going? Going completely the wrong way.
I understand.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of people who heard that upstairs. Maybe she just needed to be down the base of the stairs, I don't know. I could have done that better by waiting outside. Or even at the opposite set of stairs.
I just don't bring it with me. You can't just confiscate my property.
Oh, the third person is... Damn, this is where I really wish I had the lockpick. So I could break into this house here. I've got a screwdriver, don't I? No, I don't. If I can get into the house, turn on the audio system downstairs, that's my third kill right there. Wait. I don't recall doing it, but somehow I have lost the do not pacify or subdue anyone objective. I have no clue what went wrong there. I'm going to play this differently. Let's see if the car bomb can be used as a remote. Because if it can, then it's easy. Let's... Thinking. Bring along the lockpick so I can get into the house. I'm going to put the proximity duck in Bassie's garden. Yeah, as much as I would love to use a duck on Helen, I think that's going to break things. I'm going to stick with the base. Let's bring that in. I can put that in the basement and I can give it a ring. Let's start as Garbage Man. We'll break into the Hanson's basement and figure out how to take out the third target. If the car bomb is doable, then that's going to work out perfectly. If not, then I need an alternate method of taking the third guy out. Okay, there is somewhere I can hide the body if needed. Okay, Okay, that is definitely pulling the correct target. That's great. Hopefully this works. Is that going to get me DMCO'd? No one heard that. And now that thing is broken, so I can't switch it off, so I need to get out of here before I get DMCO'd. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, I need to switch it off and then blow it up. Or he needs to switch it off, then I need to blow it up. Hopefully it doesn't turn back on and distract the second guy. If it does, then I may need to reassess it again. Or I may just need to pull him into a different location. That does sound like your stereotypical video game music, so hopefully I'm safe. Same thing again, just going to drop their mine below him. And this answers the question. They can hear the audio. That guy can upstairs, but he can't hear the explosive going off. Come on. It's a bit far away. Hopefully I'm okay. Yep, all good. So if I really wanted to speedrun this, I could drop it and then already start running, wait for the exact moment that he switches it off and then detonate it while I'm out here. But that's hard.
I swear I have a license for it. I just don't bring it with me.
Going in via the other side.
I need it to get rid of an aggressively invasive mold.
Wait, searching? What? Why is someone searching? Did the guy upstairs really hear the explosion, or has he just noticed that his buddy hasn't come back from the abyss? I have no clue why it says searching. Maybe it didn't track the guy upstairs. Maybe it was just delayed. I'm really looking for a throwable object here. Just anything will do. Okay, searching was showing up, now it's gone, so hopefully I'm safe. We are still green. Come on. Oi. Did she hear my scissors, or is she going to answer the doorbell? She heard my scissors. Come on. I assume she's not hearing it because I'm one level lower. Alright, we're gonna have to wait it out. She's being a troll. She should hear that the moment she comes down the stairs, shouldn't she? And then it's just going to be a case of, will anyone upstairs hear it? We'll find out. Anyway, let's get rid of Mr. Bessie. And hopefully at some point she will also go pop. And we'll be standing near an exit when it happens.
Jesus, who's breaking stuff?
I am going to hang around here simply because we know that this is going to attract attention. It may attract one of the people up there, and if his body does not get blown into the creek, I need to quickly drag it around the corner here. Maybe hide it inside that house, just dump it over that ledge. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to come this way. But we're totally fine. Oh, she died as well. Okay, will anyone spot her body, I wonder? I'm really not sure how I pacified a target on the previous run. I'll have to look that up. Rewatch it. Body found. So that can be heard. We need to, what do we need to do? We can speed the whole thing up, can't we? We can easily plant the explosive phone in the basement somewhere. Set it off, and then we can go after James, and we'll have plenty of time to get to an exit. This is definitely not how the contract creator intended it for this to be done, but it'll work. It will work. Come on. Yeah, we've got searching there.
Man, nothing in my position, over.
He heard it. I don't know if the other garbologist hears it or not.
I swear.
We'll find out in a moment.
I just don't bring it with me. You can't just confiscate my property. I need it to get rid of it quick.
I mean, there's really no reason why someone shouldn't go down there and investigate. In which case, maybe what I have to do is hang around and hide the body. Okay, let's drop the phone. Call the phone. The other possibility is that the body that was found was James's, and I don't think there's any real disadvantage to actually hiding the body in the shed. On a previous run, I just dumped it over the windowsill and ran. I can probably spare a couple more seconds to actually hide the body properly. I don't have a throwable on me, but we're fine. No, we can't hide the body in here. We'll have to dump it into the creek. Like so. Yeah, I can hear people screaming about that. People on the left there can clearly hear that going off. Let's just make our way to an exit. No one's found the first body, so hopefully we've now got enough time to make our way here. Helen's going to answer the door. She's going to have a chat in the kitchen. Then she's going to go downstairs, hear the ringing phone, and that will be the end of that. So we just need to wait for the bus to arrive. Every half hour, including at night. Dang. I'm not actually sure what flashed up on the screen. I was distracted by my phone. Some sort of XP for doing something. Waiting for the bus. Just stretching my arms. Come on, Helen. Check on your oven. And I hope nothing nutty happens now, like maybe there's a limitation on how long the phone rings, whether it goes to voicemail or what. But right now we're just waiting for this lovely lady to go downstairs into her murder basement, and hopefully that will be the end of that. No, she's still pacing around the kitchen. Okay, she is leaving the kitchen. Hopefully she now walks left. Turn left, turn left. Nope. There we go. Okay, she stops. She bends over. And the red dot magically disappears. And we've got searching, so people heard that for sure. That is definitely not the intended solution, but it works for me, so I will go with that. I don't know why I'm waiting for that. I've done all of the unlocks on Hitman 1 and Hitman 2. 165th on the leaderboards. Again, not good. But again, I don't care. Always get that wrong. F7SC, you're getting a bunch of free advertising by me clicking the damn thing. Alright, there's 4 on this page. We've done 1. Second one, Fooling Bobby. What we got to do? Oh god. Oh god. Okay, so any disguise is very useful. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, this one's hard. This one's hard, but you know what? We got time. We have a time limit to start with. We cannot change our disguise, and we're not allowed to pacify anyone. One of them is going to involve a shotgun. I can smuggle in a silenced shotgun. One of them involves an explosive, which I can either grab the car bomb out of the Hanson's garage, or I can bring in my own. I do not recall where the big stuff is. Let's just bring in the shotgun at the park. I'll hang on to the phone. I like the phone. Let's just have a look around and see where the targets are and see if we can figure something out.
Hi there.
Jesus, this is hard. Immediate thought is, let's lure him over here and old yell at him off the edge there. I can't imagine no one spotting that though. I've got coins, don't I? No, I don't. Let's just give it a go. I've dropped the shotgun in the worst possible location, but it's fine. And there we go. Not quite as good as a coin, but we'll make do.
Oh. Would you mind going to see what it is?
Yeah.
Pulls the wrong target. And we're not allowed to pacify her. How the shit do we do this one? We can get him moving with an emesic, maybe, into a different location. Because right now there's at least one set of eyes on there.
I give up.
No, he's moving now. No, he's waiting for waifu to come back. Yeah, so he clearly is the closest to this distraction, but if I throw that...
Wow. Do me a favor and go check that out, okay?
He's refusing to move. Okay, maybe I need to use an emesic pistol on him and check out the result. That is my first thought.
All of them. Got it. I'll do my
Second target there, I'm thinking drag him along that way, along the road, and then take him out with the big stuff, just to reduce the possibility of someone spotting the body as I'm finishing up the mission. Fuck, they're all the way over there.
Your house is so beautiful. I'm really impressed by all the wonderful things you have here. I wish my husband would let me do
Have you seen that Janice is...
How on earth do I take you out with a fall?
Yeah, the bird guy.
I think he comes early, just to chat with the birds.
Spends more time with them than he does with Janice.
A couple of weeks ago, I walked past him and I have to tell you, he gets into some pretty personal stuff with those animals. He shared his opinion on Janice. Let's just say it's not exactly
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing we've ever come across.
This is not going to work, but I just want to test something out.
I think it's a journal or a diary. He's one of the security people working over at that old Russian guy's house. It's got to be something from the old man's archives.
Huh.
Damn. I heard that.
Right, so I don't think I broke Silent Assassin before that explosion went off. How do we make this work? My immediate thought is let's use an emetic on the first guy, who we need to take out with the shotgun. The second one, I don't know if killing her there would count as a fall.
I'll look into it.
Well, when I was in school, they told us that by the time he was 5, he spoke fluent English, French, and German, and had a passable grasp of Latin. You heard the one about that.
But I think she's just going to hang around this area, isn't she? I would love to lure her into this garden somehow. And maybe push her off there, but the thing is, I don't think that's going to be fatal enough for a fall, and I need these two people out of the way, and I'm not allowed to pacify anyone in the process. Alright, let's bring along the emetic pistol. Don't think I need the lockpick here. Let's put the shotgun in the park. That is a hidden stash, not a agency pickup. Damn it. Alright, we'll stick with that. I'm going to bring along the emetic. If I can find it. And I'd like to think there's something I can do better here with blowing that guy into the creek. The problem I've got is there's too many eyes on, and I think they're going to immediately spot that. But I dragged them into the corner and that was still no good, so I'm really not sure what else to try at this point. Don't worry, mate, you're not alone. That is of no help whatsoever.
Anyway, Charles
Is it?
for office this year, and I know he would be extremely appreciative of any local resident.
What the f...
Yeah, now I remember. Not only did he try to ban the maple syrup lollipops, he tried to cancel Halloween.
One moment, I've just got a call incoming. We'll just watch this guy throw up for a bit.
In an effort to try to make everything look the same here. He owns a big chunk of the land around Whittleton Creek. You're not from around here, are you? What? No, what does that have to do? Friendly piece of advice. Your boss lives in Missouri. He's probably the most unpopular guy in all of the county. In 10 years he's been chairman, found the municipality, so much red tape. We can't even see City Hall anymore. If we vote him into higher office, what do you think will happen? Well, I mean, his strategy is to be a little ballsy with legislation. Yeah, all right. Good luck, pal. You'll need it.
God, that barbecue smelled good on the way over here. We should head over soon.
But you put so much work into this picnic, hon. I want to enjoy it properly.
What do you think their angle is, hosting something like that anyway? They did just buy that.
Sorry everyone, that was just my dear old mother giving me a COVID update. Not that I can't watch the news myself. I am confused. The problem I have with this is I'm not permitted to pacify anyone. If I could pacify people, this would be easy.
Say what?
Hey, what was that?
Yeah, this guy does not want to behave.
Brienne, was that you? It's not.
Fucking Brienne. Yeah, this guy does not want to move at all.
Hey, the trash can has been invented. You should try it sometime. You guys haven't been talking around the bug behind my house. No. Oh, okay, great. It's just that. Well,
About the only way I could think of making this work would be to distract the guard here. Distract her somehow. Shotgun him over towards those bushes and drag the body, but then we've got all of the other random passerbys to deal with.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll just leave you to it. Damn.
Thing is, there's so much to do and so little time to get it done.
Okay, but you be careful.
God help us all.
That's, believe it or not, may actually be doable. I would love a better way of distracting the Cassidy guard for longer. But that may be a possibility. That guard there is going to be a problem for when I throw the coins to distract the waifu. And obviously all the people around here are problems as well.
He's the chairman of your homo. Hey, no. Okay.
That's not working out at all, but whatever. Just trying some stuff. See, the problem I've got there is that's probably going to pull... No, it's not pulling the guard.
What was that?
Go see what that was?
Reading you 5 by 5.
It's too early for this shit. Why did that pull him? Game is absolutely trolling me. Unless there's different behavior between coins and newspapers or whatever. But having said that, we saw just on the previous run where I tried the shot, it clearly pulled her.
Uh-huh. Can you go and see what's going on?
Fuck you. Fuck everyone that you know.
Weird.
Yes, come this way. This would be ideal. This would be absolutely ideal. You weren't doing this before, but if you behave now...
Ain't nothing here.
There is absolutely something there. Keep walking. Don't call for your waifu.
Huh? What was that sound? Really?
Yes, really. Come on. Come on. Come on, you piece of shit.
Huh? Huh? What the heck was that?
Has this guy got a max range or something? Yeah, his behavior is weird. His behavior is super weird.
Uh-huh. What the hell? Someone threw that. Please, hey, go check it out. If he did, I'm sure there was a very good reason. Anyway, Charles is running for office this year, and I know he would be extremely appreciative of any local resident.
What?
Yeah, now I remember. Not only did he try to
Weird.
Europe lollipop, he tried to cancel Halloween.
You're telling me. You're fucking telling me.
Wow. What was that?
I don't get your behavior at all. I really don't. Waifu, just turn around for a moment, please.
Man, not again.
Not again, indeed. Fortunately, it's the last time that'll ever happen. I don't need a shotgun for any further kills. It's fine. Hopefully his body's concealed there. Okay, so regardless of what happens, I think I need to kill him first, simply because he is a goddamn troll. We need to find the big staff somewhere in the level. I'm probably going to look that up, just so I'm not annoying the shit out of everyone watching this and wasting time.
Oh, jeez, darling, I'm so hungry.
Let's try shooting the target at the park with an emetic and see how she behaves. Actually, that's a thought. What if I shoot both of them with an emetic? What if I shoot Waifu first with an emetic? She's going to throw up in the bin, and that may give me a clear shot at coining the guy. I'll try that on my next run. Alright, where are you going to vomit?
Okay.
You've got no idea how mad I am right now.
Nice to sit
sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing he's ever come across.
My wife's reading it now. I can't get her to do anything around the house.
No, it's not a novel. I think it's a journal.
Hey, man,
or a diary.
hear some weird noises.
It's one of the security
I'll have
people
a look
working
around.
over at that old Russian guy's house. It's got to be something from the old man's archive. Huh? Hey! Oh, God.
Oh, bollocks! Ah! Jesus Christ, help me!
Was that a proximity? I thought it was a micro, which meant he wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, I've got a problem here for sure. These two are not moving away. That's because it was a bomb. That's because it was a bomb going off. This is a problem. Let me just see if I can replicate what I've done here. And what I might try doing is saving my two emetic bullets for needles, whatever, for the two people at the park. I want to try something slightly different there. God damn, this guy is a troll. An absolute goddamn troll.
Right now, no more throwing stuff around, okay?
Huh. Hey? What was that noise?
See that guy who tried to ban me from Europe while he was? That doesn't sound like it. If he did, I'm sure there was a very...
He is not behaving like any standard NPC.
Come on, don't give me this shit right now.
Not only did he try to ban the major syrup lollipop, he tried to cancel Halloween. 50 new rules for the local town plan in an effort to try to make everything look the same.
And this is no good because I've forgotten to pick up the shotgun.
Hey,
It is possible to lure him there and then we can take him out, but it is temperamental as F. And even then I don't think he actually picked up the coin. He didn't. That NPC behavior.
Oh, jeez, darling, I'm so hungry.
You can really see some nice popping on those bushes and birds and stuff. The power of the PS5. Let me start by shooting you first. Because if I've learnt anything about playing with this pistol over the many, many contracts over the past however many months, it's that this thing has unusual behaviour. He's going to throw up at the bin. Let's try shooting you now. I'm so mad. And this actually may be a better starting point because that is going to let me trigger the conversation, which should hopefully get the garbologists moving to a different location. Also, what explosive am I carrying for reals? Proximity micro, that is a mistake. Let me fix that right now.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing he's ever come across.
Have you seen that Janice's oddball nurse is at it again?
Excuse me?
Okay, we have a potential gun distraction available to us. Lady? Yes. You have a needle sticking out of you. React accordingly.
Huh? Oh no.
How on earth is this one possible? Bearing in mind, again, we're not allowed to pacify anyone.
Saw you in the restaurant earlier, and now I'm feeling queasy too.
I might have to pass on this one. My immediate thought is we can use a gun distraction to get her to move over here to pull this guard. Then I could maybe coin her.
You know what I like about you guys? You're just so chill.
To here, and then push her into the creek.
I mean, I'm just trying to help him.
That is all I've got. Could potentially push her into that, but that is hard. Hell, I don't even know if that's possible. You can dump bodies in there, no problem, but I don't know about pushing, just in general. Okay, so that doesn't break Silent Assassin. Not immediately. Mind you, that didn't kill him either, did it?
Thanks for your help. I'll report your information.
I'm gonna let this one go. I think I can do that target easily enough just by luring him into the corner after the Garbos have moved away, and then making a kill. I could probably even pull him into these bushes.
We just had an explosion. Moving in for further investigation.
The beak staff, I think, is also not a problem. I just need to look it up and figure out where it is. The problem I have, well, firstly, apart from the guy being a troll, is pulling her into a position where I can push her off something. That's really, really hard.
Have you seen that Janice's oddball nurse is added to camp?
Oh yeah, the bird guy.
I think he comes early just to chat with the birds.
Wow.
Knowing my luck, it's going to pull the guy.
Yo, bro, do me a solid. Check that out, will you?
All right.
He called you bro. Are you not offended by that?
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I can do this to move her towards the creek,
Excuse me? I heard that.
but the amount of time involved
Not again.
is going to be a problem.
Irritate. Wow. Huh. Strange.
Lady?
I'm just. Oh. All right.
Where is the dump point? What the fuck is with your walking animation? For reals.
Excuse me?
And there's one near the nurse. There's also one here.
That's just freaking annoying. Huh.
You're
Strange.
telling me.
Hey. Excuse me, it looks like you forgot something.
Oh, I forgot nothing.
Put some effort in it, like you mean it.
Hey, fuck you, lady.
Oh. What's going on? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's 220 to take out the first target in the correct manner. Damn it, I didn't get this conversation triggered.
Sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing you've ever come across. A new kinetic snow novel.
What?
Hey, you! I can't get it. Yeah, sorry. You dropped something.
It's a micro. You can't see it. You saw me drop nothing.
Or a diary. Oh? He's one of the security people working over at that old Russian guy's house.
Yeah, Commander, some kind of commotion down here. Have a look around.
Well, if he tosses it out after reading, we can have a look. That's how I get most of my...
Hey, what's going on? Who's that? You gotta be kidding!
Accident kill, target eliminated, melee kill, objective completed. It did say accident kill. Is this really not killing him? You know what my problem is, don't you? I need to put it far enough away that it actually knocks him into the river, but it needs to be close enough that it actually kills him and doesn't knock him unconscious. Frustrating. Very frustrating. I actually think this could work though. The only thing I don't know is where to find the big stuff, and I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just going to look it up. This is clearly the most exciting part of the stream. We're searching for a... I'm clicking the button, but nothing's showing up. That's not a good sign. Weapons and tools. Lethal melee, nothing is showing up. Hitmaps is having problems. Oh no. There we go. It didn't load. It loaded the base map, but it didn't actually load all of the stuff on top of it. Lethal melee. Big staff. Where is the big staff? It is on level -1 inside the Cassidy's house. Alright, let's replan. Where else can I start this mission? Starting here is good. Starting from the main point is good. I can't start as a guard or someone, so I'll start here. And we'll take a look inside the Cassidy house and figure out how to get that big stuff. No, correction, I'm looking at the map in a 180-degree view. It is in the basement of the Hanson's place. And I'm assuming it's going to be illegal to carry, so that means I'm going to need to take along the lockpick to get inside there. But I can't bring along a lockpick because I really need coins. Fuck. This one's hard. We can't pacify anyone, so we can't pacify the garbologist or anyone else who might have a key to the place to get inside. This one looks hard. So the big stuff is somewhere ahead of me right downstairs, but I don't know how to get there.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks...
That's going to get those two moving. Let's see if we can't speed this up.
Have you seen that Janice's oddball nurse has added it?
Huh. Strange. Check that out, would you?
Yep.
She's trolling now. Look at that.
Oh.
Nothing on this contract is working.
You should probably check that out.
No worries. Wow. I'm really not in the mood for this. Excuse me?
You're not alone, lady.
Anybody there?
The other way of doing this would be to take the lockpick instead of the micro explosive. Come on.
Oh.
Break into the house, grab the beak staff, and grab the car bomb. The problem I've got with that is it's no longer a micro explosive, which means it will be spotted.
Ugh, not again. Huh. Strange. Hey. Oh yeah, the bird guy.
Oh, get back here.
Wow. All right, you got my attention. Who made that noise? Excuse me?
Oi.
Oh. What's going on?
Yes, it's clearly more than 220 at this point, so this is hard. This is really hard.
Strange.
I've got a jogger to deal with now.
There.
You know what I like about you guys? You're just so chill.
Yeah, if I could grab the car bomb and the beak staff out of the basement. Those two haven't moved around very much. That's not a good sign.
Jeez.
Alright, he's moving here, so let's drop the explosive
Heard something weird.
here. And hopefully this will actually kill him. It won't knock him out. But that moves his body into a terrible location. Let's just let this play out. And we'll see if his body is found. It's literally on where the explosive went off. I can move the body over to the next bush. If I go into the basement, then realistically the earliest this is going to happen is at the 4-minute mark. That's going to leave me 2.5 minutes to make my way to the other side of the map, somehow get a troll and his waifu separated, make the kill there, and then body found. Yeah, this one is hard. I'll give this a few more goes, but honestly, I may need to take this one offline. Let's bring in the lockpick. And I guess the other thing we need to see is if it is illegal to carry the big stuff. So it should be down here somewhere. So grabbing the car bomb is going to take approximately 40 seconds. For reals, where is my big stuff? According to Hitmaps, it's in here. Just bring my Firefox window up again. Where are you? Apparently it is right here. Anyone? Huh. I don't actually know why it's not showing up. Oh, oh, really? The description is, a beak axe can be used in close combat or thrown to eliminate a target. And then underneath that, information. Turn the sound system on and let the whole song play to spawn the beak axe. Holy shit. Okay. I don't see how to do this contract. This one is hard. There was nothing about, no. I mean, there is something about listening to music, but really. Come on. And let the whole song play, but if I turn this on, that is going to cause someone to come downstairs, correct? So if they turn off the music, is that going to just stop the beak axe from spawning? Bearing in mind, again, I can't subdue this guy. I'm going to hang around here. Okay, we clearly have no beak axe here. I could potentially get rid of both of these guys by shooting them with emetics. I can't pass fire via melee. I could shoot them with emetic pistols to get them both out of the way. But, my god, this is ridiculous. Alright, we'll see if we can get DMCA'd. Okay, so I definitely have a lot of thoughts on that. Firstly, cool song. Secondly, this is hard. We're going to have to set that off very early on in the mission. Because look at the time. That song's about 3.5 to 4 minutes long. So we need to get rid of these guys. They need to be out of commission long enough to be able to, for the song to finish, to vomit, get back into position, and then go, oh, there's a noise down there, we'd better go investigate. Presumably they're going to find this big staff down there and take it away because it's an illegal item. It is an illegal item in my current disguise, which means I cannot freely move around the map with it. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to do it on stream. I'm just not. I'm going to move on to something else. Try shooting the 2 people upstairs with the emetic. Set off the song. Place an explosive phone near this guy here. Because I think he's going to be the last one that we take out. I don't think we have a choice. The problem I've got there is I need to bring in the explosive phone and the lockpick as my items. I'm not going to be able to bring in any coins. I'm going to need to hightail it to the other side of the map. Find some kind of throwable, hopefully in the form of a coin. Get rid of her somehow. We know from experience that takes roughly 2.5 minutes or so. Then hightail it over to the other side of the map. Get this guy. Make my way back to the basement where hopefully the song is finished. Grab the staff. And then kill this guy. Kill that guy with the phone. And then exit. Alternatively, I could switch on the song, get rid of her, then grab the big staff and then take out these 2 at the same time roughly, and then get rid of him just as I'm exiting, but I've got a feeling that's going to take too long. This is a really tough one. I just need a throwable. It doesn't matter too much if it is something that gets spotted as I'm throwing it. I just need a throwable.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing he's ever come across.
Let me just place the phone here and test this. Too far. I can't even pick it up myself now. Yeah, this one, if I do it like that, it's also fraught with danger because there's every chance that the targets there will spot them. Will spot the body going over or spot the explosion depending on their patrol path. There's so many things that can go wrong here. Okay, we've got a golf club there that we can throw. Let's just deal with you 2 right quick.
Oh, this isn't good. Oh, I don't think this is good at all. A suspect just opened fire on my...
Fuck you and everyone you know.
Whoa. I got a hurl. Do I know you?
No, you don't know me. And as expected, that door is locked. We don't have a key lying around here, do we?
I need you to stop.
What do we do? All I really want to do right now is get both of them out of commission and moving, just so I can turn on the thing in the basement and see if there's any chance that this will work. Come on.
Oh no. Make way, people. Oh, I've got to find a bathroom. Right.
now.
I could get rid of one of them with a gun distraction by dropping that, but honestly, that's the last thing I want to check right now. Can I get out this way? Yes, I can. And yeah, somewhere along the way there I need to pick up a throwable.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing he's ever come across.
Slivers of past shimmer. Something like that. My wife's reading it now. I can't get her to do anything around the house.
No, it's not a novel. I think it's a...
Okay, one of them is moving away. But oh, this is good. That's good. That's a very good sign.
Oh yeah, the bird.
So 120 is when I can get here and start throwing something to move her away. This might work, you know. It's a long shot, but it might just work. I'll give it one realistic go and then I'll drop it. So what do we have? We have a golf club and what is this? Baseball. Perfect.
Hey, can you grab the pack of smokes that was thrown over the fence from the old guy's garden?
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, this isn't good. Ooh, I don't think this is good at all.
Sick.
The fact that they're actually leaving the backyard entirely to vomit is a very good sign.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing he's ever come across.
Novel. Slivers of past shimmer. Or something like that. See, my wife's reading it now. I can't get her to do anything.
This is going to be hard because they're not coins, which means I need to be pretty much completely concealed when I'm making the throw.
Seen that Janice's oddball nurse is at it again.
Oh yeah, the bird guy.
I think he comes early. Just to check. Damn.
You should probably check that out, don't you think?
Yes, yes.
Come on, lady.
Okay, I need a hint.
Lady?
Oh, geez, what's all the buzz about? Nothing here. Look, nothing.
Do you only care about shiny coins being dropped?
Would you mind looking into what
Ah,
that was?
fuck you.
Sure. Okay.
Why are you sneaking around like that?
She's a civilian, so I can't do a notice me senpai on her.
Chat with the birds. Spends more time with them than he does with Janice.
A couple of weeks ago? Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Hey, go see what that was.
Will do.
Yeah, she's not terribly interested.
Sound, but let's leave it at that, okay?
Yep, whatever.
Alright, let's just see if that is long enough. It's only 2:54. It won't be long enough. It absolutely will not be long enough. Okay, so one there is looking at the gun. I assume that was the same guy looking at the distraction, so hopefully that has... No, it's not. No, we're still into either the third verse or the post-solo verse. I don't know how to do this one. I got nothing. I'm not a terribly good Hitman player, but honestly, this one has got me stumped. We know how to do her. We can pull her over to the creek, but there's about a 2-minute process involved. Shotgun, we either need to smuggle it in, which we're currently doing, and use the silenced variant, which is probably the way to go, given that we are in a populated area. We could use an unsilenced shotgun to take a shot. However, we also need to bear in mind that this guy is just a fucking troll, and he will either send his waifu to look for distractions, or he'll look himself, depending on what mood he's in. This one, we have 2 people upstairs who can hear the distraction and can deal with it accordingly. And those need to be eliminated somehow. And this guy isn't too much of an issue, as long as we can immediately exit after making the kill. The problem we've got is that, and that. That one is really, really, really hard. And I'll not lie, I'll probably end up looking that one up and then just following someone else's solution. If I do, I won't be showing that off on stream. I'm just going to take a quick stretch, grab some water, and turn on the aircon because I'm in an enclosed room and I'm starting to sweat. And that is a really, really hard one. It's an interesting one, but I am really scratching my head at the moment. Alright, we've got a big fat X against Falling Bobby. Make them pay for their lack of concern. Almost perfect, but it's okay. Alright, there were 2 more on here. A party with pranks. We need to eliminate 5 people, any method, mostly wearing a suit, but also as a gardener. So we do need to come in as our suit, but we need to switch to the gardener disguise at some point. But again, we are not allowed to pacify anyone. So I'm just going to save everyone a world of pain because I've still got hit maps up. I'm looking up disguises, and I do not see a gardener disguise on the map. I'm hoping that you, sir, are a gardener. If not, then fuck me, I've got a serious problem again. Alright, we'll just go in with our coins, our standard handgun, and our spiffy snowsuits. And I shall BRB in about 2 minutes.
Definitely getting there.
Sorry, I'm still mad about that previous contract. Maybe what I could do is play the music, take care of the first target, grab the staff, just continually distract the guys somehow until the staff spawns, grab the staff, come over here, kill this guy, and then run over here, shotgun the dude, set off the phone, and then exit via the bridge. I can't think of any other way that will be possible. But man, that one is really, really tough. Alright, so Helen West is over there. I'm hoping that one of these 4 targets is a gardener. Otherwise, I got nothing.
My belly is rumbling a little.
Want to go inside? Looks like everyone's invited. Would be a good time.
Oh, jeez, darling, I'm so.
I think I'm about to sneeze.
Have you seen those
Hopefully no one heard that. I was on mute when I sneezed, so hopefully no one heard that. Who we got inside?
Wait, I know.
He doesn't appreciate it the same way I do.
Well, Richard and I have similar
Okay, how is this possible? You are not a gardener, correct? Are you a gardener? Tell me if you're a gardener. Are you a gardener? He didn't tell me if he was a gardener. How is this one possible? So I need to eliminate Helen as a gardener. And we need to eliminate the others as suit. But according to hitmaps, there is no suit disguise on the map, which is normal because you come in wearing your suit. And there is also no gardener disguise. We've got Archean Robe, Garbage Man, Janus's Bodyguard, and Server. I don't see a gardener disguise. And we are not allowed to pacify anyone to get said disguise. Give me a moment. Looking something up. Wait, really? No, it's just talking about a civilian being in the shed that I can knock out and take out the disguise, or take his disguise, but I'm not allowed to knock him out. All objectives and silent assassin. So there is clearly a way of doing this, but I don't see how. Let me just make sure I've done everything right. And that none of these people are gardeners. Helen West is clearly not a gardener. She is surrounded by gardeners, but she is not a gardener herself.
Oh, geez, darling, I'm so hungry. Have you seen those beautiful patterns out there? And
Your house is so beautiful. I'm really impressed by all the wonderful things you
I'm at a total loss here.
Let me have that much art.
You know
This could be similar to the previous contract, the ECA contract from whatever week ago it was now, I don't remember. Where we had to wait for basically the gardener to kill himself before we can get into his pants. Or in that case, someone committing suicide by jumping over a railing but interrupting him, and then he falls over on this side and then we can get into his pants. It's all very weird. But the gardeners are around here. And according to hitmaps, which I believe, there is no disguise that's just hanging around loose. So in order to get into a gardener disguise, what I need to do is knock one of them out. I am lost. I'm probably going to drop this one as well until I've looked it up and figured out how to get into the gardener disguise. But I probably will show off a method on the next stream.
That was it, sir. Free to go. Move along.
I'm actually baffled by this one. Apologies, I'm just wandering around using one hand on the stick and the other hand on the mouse. Oh, hang on. I'm being an idiot, aren't I? No, hang on. I'm not being an idiot because I can start as a gardener. But I don't have a way of switching back into suit. There's no suit disguise on this map, is there? That will let me take care of one target, but the problem I've got then is I can't change into the suit disguise to get the others. Unless something about the remaining 4 disguises, which are... what are the remaining 4? Archean Robe, Garbage Man, Janus's Bodyguard, and Server. None of those are suits. Yeah, I'm lost. I'm looking it up. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, I just need a clue as to where to start here because I'm absolutely baffled. Okay, starting as gardener. And it looks like we're switching into the Archean Robe. One moment, so person playing this just skipped past the objective screen. Eliminate using any method. It looks like the Archean Robe counts as a suit. That is not something that I would have ever picked. Okay, so we can do this. Let's figure something out. That really sucks. Why would it say suit and not Archean Robe, for reals? Anyway, let's go kill Miss West to begin with.
Like to come out to the stand and join us, giving away all these wonderful muffins.
Oh, I'd love to, Madam, and I've got to. So
What are my complications? Just don't pacify anyone. Got us. This really counts as suit as opposed to robe. I imagine the person creating this contract wouldn't have known that. They would have just grabbed this robe and then killed 4 more people, and instead of showing Archean robe as part of the conditions, it showed suit. And then that person probably went, ooh, this is going to confuse people. It's not their fault, for reals. This one is just fucked. Assuming, of course, that this works. A lot has changed since Hitman 2, that's all I'm saying. Alright, it's boring, but I'm going to try coining everyone away.
Oh, jeez, darling.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about your hunger. Every damn time. Okay. Can we do a Notice Me Senpai on you? Not allowed to pacify you.
This whole area is out of bounds. I'll have to report you.
Come on.
Can
No.
anyone please?
Damn it.
Wait, I need help.
God damn, if no one saw that. Wow, okay. Where can I dump this here, body? I think it'll be safe in here. I don't get why this is tagged as a suit. I really don't. That sucks, and I apologise for confusion, but honestly, I feel vindicated in saying that's not my fault. Or anyone's fault. It's IOI's fault. Alright, you, ma'am. How are we going to take you out?
A neighborhood barbecue party. My belly is rumbling a little. Want to go inside? Would be a good time.
Good to see you, sir.
I think I can grab you here and drag you into the bushes safely, but you having moved down here now makes me want to drag you into the basement. Although this is all a trespass, that's bad.
Okay.
Can you go and see what's going on?
Got you.
Oi.
I'm sorry, but that was a waste of time. There's nothing there.
Oh, come on.
Huh?
If I can pull her into this bush, I can probably range her down from distance.
Oh, not again. Stupid thing is driving me crazy.
Come on.
Oh.
Sorry, chat. I'm getting mad.
Oh. Hey, who's there?
Okay. The exterminator is nowhere to be seen. We do have a Garbo on the right, but he's not looking in my direction.
Yes, Mama.
We should be good. Why am I not allowed in here, for reals? If it's open to everyone, I really don't understand why I'm trespassing. I mean, yes, I'm dressed up as a bit of a dork, but, you know, how do we get this guy? Do we need to maybe dress up as someone else temporarily? Maybe the good old domestic pistol would help you? Yeah, he ain't moving. I can move him with an domestic. I am using my handgun to shoot people. I think it is essential to get her at least. Helen, it's not essential, but it's useful. And the second target is, well, second target was the second target. We can eliminate that target in any other means, but, you know. The one in the kitchen. I can just go straight through the front door, through the living room. Actually, if I use the garage, who is that going to pull? Let's close this up. If I do this... Oh, who got found? Who's that? That is the... that's not Helen West, that is the second target. That's the target upstairs. Okay, I need to hide that one better, clearly. And this isn't pulling anyone. But I could probably pull him around the corner here using a coin. It's really just that last guy that I need to worry about. And one of the escalations involved shooting one of those targets with a domestic from the treehouse. So I think that is very doable. Alright, let's fiddle around a bit. One moment, chat. Sorry, I've got a phone call coming.
Oh, I'd love to, my darling, but I've got to do some sewing.
Okay, huge apologies for that. Just had a phone call from another family member. And as much as I could break into the house on one hand and talk on a mobile phone on the other, I can't, unfortunately, do complicated actions like throwing a coin up the stairs and whatnot. Sega 300 sniper case. I do wonder if that is just a standard briefcase or something that is specifically designed for that sniper rifle. We'll find out later, I suppose, but in the meantime, we need to get rid of Miss West. Not that way. This way. Is this a mistake? I was thinking of trying to get over to the treehouse, going over the fences, and that is a mistake. But we can use this as a shortcut. Everything's fine. You saw nothing. You all saw nothing. Everything's fine. Turn around, buddy. Thank you.
Christ's sake.
My words exactly. Okay, so... Oh, God, that's bad. That's blown it. God damn it.
Darling, I'm so hungry.
So the lady that we killed here sort of has a patrol route that takes her all the way around the party. We've got one stationary out the back, one stationary in the kitchen, and one stationary in the living room. I think this one's relatively easy. The only thing we need to do is hide the body upstairs better, and also find a way of getting the dude in the backyard moving. But from experience, I can shoot him with an emetic pistol. He's going to go inside and throw up inside the house. So we can just use the window to break in and drown him. Or shoot him in the head, whichever we prefer. Or maybe we can double tap him in the back. Whatever we feel like. So this one doesn't look too hard. It's just incredibly confusing with the description of suit instead of Archean robe. But that's IOI for us. Just need you to walk there. Yes, good. You're turning around for me. That's so kind of you. And I could go out the window here, but honestly, I'll just use the safe route this time. I'm going to start by grabbing the guy in the kitchen because we haven't killed him yet. I think all I need to do is throw coins and hopefully it'll pull him and not the lady next to him. Hopefully this guy in the kitchen is not a troll. And we can just drag him around the corner, break his neck, and dump him in a coffin. But I just need to be more careful entering the garage and quickly hide myself behind the pillar. I'm surprised this little nook here is not restricted, but whatever. Yeah, I need to run forward here. And now I'm safe. As long as I don't try coming inside. So turning this on did nothing. which is kind of surprising. I would have thought that would have done something. But let's lure this guy forward.
We should really check that out.
Good, he's not a troll. Lure him in here. And we can't get behind him to break his neck, so we'll use our pistol.
Hello?
I just wanted to make some nice artwork there, chat. Okay, so the lady target is making her way through the house now. I genuinely think I can do something similar to what I did on the previous run, which is separate her from her husbando as she's walking through here and just shoot her in this bush. I don't think anything went wrong there, and she's going to be a moment as they're having a conversation, I think. No. I do need him to actually walk through here, though. As much as I'd like to pull her over right now, making the kill is not safe. Okay, that should be good. Don't be a troll.
Hey, go see what that was.
Good man.
Yes?
I don't think she'll be found. We saw that he took a wide berth around that bush, so when he's on his next patrol route, hopefully he won't spot her. So we have a target up, or a non-target up here who moves around. Let's quickly find a coffin. There we go.
Every time they move into a new place, Al. And if you'll remember, Susan said they've moved around a lot. So do they buy new furniture every time? Sounds expensive.
This is going to probably be trickier than I'm making it out to be. Please. Okay, just need to get out of here safely. Yeah, I wonder who came up, whether it was one of the guests outside or whether it was the lady in the room upstairs, who I would love to pacify, but that is a condition. I can't pacify people on this. Let's quickly make our way over to the treehouse and get the last target moving. And then what I need to do is get into that bathroom directly ahead. Now, I absolutely can make a shot. Oh, no, I can't make a shot from here because our line of sight is blocked. In that case... where do we take the shots? This house here is clearly not as valuable as this house, which has plenty of bushes to hide things in, such as yourself or other people. Yuck. Okay, this is a problem. If I can just get one shot off, I think I'm good, but the problem is finding the angle to take the shot. That is going to be... Man, if I could take it from here, that is going to be the mother of all shots. Keep walking, lady.
Huh? Who is that? Hello?
That was ridiculously close. Okay. Question now is, how do I get into the bathroom? See people going down to the basement. I can make my way past this guy. Okay, you shouldn't be a problem. I should just be able to sprint through. Let's go. I'm going to do this simply because I don't want more blood on the tiles. It'll hurt the resale value. Okay, dude in the kitchen is moving that way. Interesting contract. I hate the description of suit versus Archean robe. That makes no sense, and honestly, I would put it down to a bug, but I'm not sure if IOI really care at this point. Because really, this is not classified as a suit. A suit lets me walk freely inside the Wilson's house. The Archean robe does not. That makes no sense. I'll take it, but it really makes no sense. That is not a suit. It's just not. Game. 60-second. I'll take that. Alright, there's one more on that page. And then I'll move on to the next one, I think. Yeah, that one, I'm still mad about that one. That one is complicated. Alright, where's the last one on this page? I've got my guess. Here is your guess, sir. I mean, on one hand, I'm not entirely mad, but it's short, it's brief, it's to the point, unlike most of my normal shit, so it's all good. We need to eliminate this dude in an explosion accident, get into his pants, and then eliminate Janus with an explosive device. And we're not allowed to pacify. Oh, God. Okay, so my thoughts are as follows. Janus we can potentially do by using an emetic, figuring out where he goes, and then putting an explosive at that location. We can then set it off, and then quickly exit the mission. Because Gunther follows him around like a lost puppy dog, and we can't pacify him. Eliminating him in an explosion and then getting into his pants is the problem. I think eliminating him is easy. The problem is going to be changing disguises before someone body bags him. That, I will admit, I've got no idea how to do. Unless we do something nutty like shooting him with an emetic as well, moving him to the bathroom, and then dropping a propane tank on him. You know what? Let's do that. Where can we drop our emetic? I hate it, but I think the location that's closest is right next door. So we'll just jump the fence, grab the emesic, and see what we can do. I don't remember where the propane tank is. Just have to find it and drop it in the bathroom and cause a bit of a boom.
Your house is so...
Richard, you are such a fool! How could you forget the glass? All you had to do was remember the gas.
Yeah, I reckon I can shoot him from this corner. How can I do it from here? Just looking at the balloon for a guide. No, it's probably too far. Yeah, I can't do this yet because I still need to smuggle in a car bomb or some other kind of explosive.
Richard, you are such a fool!
But this to me will absolutely work. Killing Janus and exfiltrating quickly is going to be a problem, but we'll figure it out. Come on. Could even take the shot from here. Come on. Yeah, that's totally going to work. We can take him out with an explosion in the toilet. I just need to remember where the propane is. Where the propane at? Just struggling to remember. I think there's one
This way. Please move on. Thank you.
at the back of Helen West's house, is there not? Around here somewhere? Or is it the house next door? Maybe in that shed. Or maybe even in this house here. Don't need that, I can just climb over the fence. Damn, I could have sworn there was propane very, very close nearby. Like right there. Okay, so let me replan. I'm going to start by bringing in an explosive instead of a lockpick. We just need to find somewhere to shoot Janus, so maybe carrying the lockpick is a good idea because we'll be able to break in downstairs. Yeah, let's drop the coins for a micro explosive. And let's see if we can do this. We can do the first part for sure. Take him out in the toilet, get into his pants.
Richard, you are such a fool!
And then we can scope out Janus's place. We can get into the basement easily enough. The only thing we can't do is pacify anyone.
Hey, did you grab the pack of smokes that was thrown over the fence from the old guy's garden?
God damn it. No. Okay, I genuinely thought that 47 dropped the propane as he climbed the fence. But that was not the case. Good to know. Yeah, look at that. Propane disappears, propane magically returns. Okay, it's... Who is spotting me there? Not sure. Stand up. Come on, nice and straight.
Please, someone help me.
Let me see your hand.
Please help.
Alright, well how about we take him out first? How about we swap the Messick for the pistol? We bring in this so we can start with this. And we'll drop the handgun in the treehouse. That way I can test if hiding in the corner is going to work. I'm pretty sure it will.
Richard, you are such a fool.
If I'm just hiding here. Perfect. Perfect. The dude right in front of me is looking down in his lap, so he doesn't see me taking the shot. And we've got more than enough time to gather up what we need.
Oh, you poor thing. I felt like that yesterday.
He's going to move to the toilet. Door's not even locked. Great. We'll just drop this here. Detonate this thing. Why would you... Jesus Christ. Alright, let's just roll with this because I need to see how I can take out Janus. It actually opened the door. That's the most impressive part about it. Okay. Heck, it's even upset those two.
Listen, I swear I have a license for it. I just don't bring it with me. You can't confiscate my property. I need it to get rid of an aggressive...
That guy's there. That's not a good sign. I don't have any throwables. But I do have a gun. But he sees me when I'm aiming it in the bush. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna have to be patient and wait for him to move away. That's actually an awful idea. I really do need to grab a throwable object at some point. The suitcase is no good because I need to drop the suitcase as I'm coming down to carry the propane tank. And something like this is okay, but it breaks after one use. So I'm 99% certain he's going to throw up here. Damn it, Gunther. Okay, that guy's looking straight at me, so I need to wait. Hopefully he's not heading back upstairs. Is he going back upstairs? Of course he is. No, he's looking over here. That works out well for me, as long as I can get the shot off. Let's hide in here.
Excuse me? We might have a situation. Sweeping area, over.
Okay, we've got a camera up there to worry about. No, we don't. I took out the security downstairs. I'm an idiot. Okay, he's doing exactly what I'm expecting him to do. So at this point, as long as I can get to an exit. I'm 80% certain Gunther is just going to wait outside. So at this point, we can just detonate the remote and then exit before he's finished throwing up. The basement is a bit of an issue, but I think I'm good enough to get around it. Like so. And then it's just a case of whether someone spots the body before the mission is completed. Okay, let's put all that together and not screw up.
Your house is so...
Richard, you are such a fool! How could you forget the glass?
Get out of my way! Get out of my way! I didn't want to talk about
Hey, did you grab the pack of smokes that was thrown over the fence from the old guy's driveway?
Ugh, what did you do to feel this way?
Well, Janus next door collects all kinds of ancient memorabilia.
Alright, let's be a bit more intelligent about this.
Whatever it is that sort of thing uses,
Okay, that's going to blow the door open.
I'm sure you need those lights.
Thought I was far enough back. I couldn't move back any further. Damn. Okay, so I need to move further to the left-hand side. And it should be okay because it'll blow him towards my direction, so the people in the kitchen won't be able to see me changing clothes. And it should be okay. I mean, he's dying in an accident. It's clearly an accident. The fact that he's naked once he dies is, you know, just an accident. Nothing suspicious about that at all. Damn, I really thought I was far enough back, but no. When a propane tank is more effective than a micro-explosive at knocking people out or killing people. Alright, let's drop you here. And let's shoot you here. No, put the gun away, please. Thank you. I would love to climb over this fence, and you know what? No, that guy's looking right at me. How about we climb over that? That's fine. Climb over this. No one here. Perfect. Climb over that. Unlock this. Dang, dude's not even... Where am I? I'm in the wrong goddamn house. I was wondering why that guy looked weird. He was wearing a Garbo uniform instead of a frigging Janus Disguise uniform. God damn it. Fucking damn it. Can I hide in this bush? Thank you, sirs. Just turn around for me, would you, mate? Thank you.
Yeah, me. Checking up strange down. Over.
Okay, he's far enough away that I can take this shot without him panicking. And all I need to do is get into the bathroom, plant the explosive. That's not an ideal location for it, but whatever.
Not seeing any muffins here.
Anyone up here? Yes. No, yes, no. We're good. Okay, hopefully this works.
Listen, I swear I have a license for it. Don't bring it.
Yeah, he's definitely throwing up in the correct location. He didn't go upstairs to throw up, which is great. Yeah, I don't feel good about these solutions of making someone pop and then immediately exiting. Feels very cheap. Yep, it was still green, so we're good. "48th. I just don't see an easier way of getting into the barbecue owner's pants. Because you can blow him up at his stove, for sure, but then you would need to change clothing with about 20 people watching. And I don't know about you, but that would make me feel very uncomfortable. Alright, that is that page done, sort of. There's one that we couldn't do. What else we got? I've got about another 40 minutes before I need to call it quits. 45 minutes. There's nothing else here. No, we're good. Okay, one there for... Oh! I'll give that a go, but that's probably going to end in tears. Fuck. Yeah, this one is not going to end well. We need to take out 6 dudes. Sorry, 5 dudes, I can't count. 1 with an explosive device. Which is making me think a messic and explosive again, but you know, is what it is. We're not allowed to change our disguise, period. But surprisingly enough, there is no actual time on it. Part 1 of Speedrun Competition number 3. For more info, join our Discord. No thanks. Discord is not for old people like me. It's just not. Alright, let's go in with that. Now, all things aside, I'm actually surprised IOI allowed the Discord link in that description. I don't mean that in any kind of snarky way. I really don't. Okay, so first target here is easy enough. If I had a throwable, but I do not. So let me just choke you up because I'm mad. I can grab one from inside the shed, can't I? What's in here? There should be a shovel and... Fuck, nothing else. Is the shovel going to break after I throw it?
Okay.
No. Excellent. So while you're looking at that, I'm just going to wander over here. Retrieve the gun. Hopefully no one will see me carrying a gun.
See that guy who tried to ban maple syrup lollipops? That doesn't sound like him. If he did, I'm sure that...
What was that?
Nothing important. Everything's fine. Just grab your gun as well, because it could come in handy. Alright, what else we got? Got one at the far side of the map there. Two in the Janus area, and one upstairs in the Wilson's house. I'm going to take out the one in the Wilson's house first, because I was very upset that I couldn't actually subdue you on one of the previous runs.
Jeez, darling, I'm so hungry.
Any method, any disguise? Thank you muchly. Now I can't hide the body in this room, but I know I can hide it next door. Might be unnecessary, but we did have the incident where I hid someone in the attic room there and someone spotted it, so I'm taking no chances.
Oh, maybe he's a vegan? I don't trust a man who can't eat a rare steak.
All you ever care
Dude.
about food, Al.
Okay, how are we eliminating you?
Yeah, Doc, I know. But this batty guy is driving me crazy.
What do you say he's driving you batty? I don't have a throwable.
Damn lawsuit against Janus and waving piles of paper at me. As if I give a rat's ass.
You know what? I'm probably fine. Just keep looking that way, would you, sir? No, I can't dump the body here. But I can totally conceal it here. Okay, I've got two people to take out in the Janus area. One is going to be with an explosive. The explosive, no, one is in the Janus area, the other is further along in the Helen West house. The explosive makes me think that, yes, they're using the explosive exit method. That is, they're planting an explosive, luring someone to it and setting it off, either with a phone or God knows what. I will go in via the basement. There is nothing about pacifying people. No. I can't believe I broke into the wrong house on the previous run. That was hilarious. I'm going to refrain from taking a shot on that until you've walked away.
Say what?
Okay, he heard the gunshot rather than the thing going off. But that's totally fine. Now I just need to get upstairs and take out this guy. I need this guy to not be where he is right now. Janus is out the back. He's coming back in. That's awful. Let's go hide in the study for a moment. Come on. Synchronous movement. If it wasn't synchronized, I would have been able to take a shot at him and been able to dump his body much sooner, but here's what it is. Let's dump you here. And I know there'll be a quicker way out via the roof or whatever, but... or one of these windows.
Not like we're tucking him into bed at night, making sure the covers are neatly folded around his rail.
Actually, you know what? I know that's safe. Was that the guy that I needed to eliminate with the explosive? I did not check. No, it's not. I got lucky. I just got very, 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 very lucky. Very, very, very lucky. So, this guy, explosive. From memory, if I shoot you with an emetic, you're going to throw up right here. And I don't like that.
I don't think this is good at all.
I'm specifically thinking of when I poisoned the postman. The postman will come in here and throw up in this bird bath. So one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to throw up in a different location, or he is going to body merge with this guy and also throw up in the bird bath. And I suspect he's going to throw up inside. Where's the toilet? I can spot the toilet quickly enough. Toilet is right there. Come on. There we go. Now, I imagine this is not going to be very high on the leaderboards, given that this was being advertised as a community challenge, but I really don't care. $119th. Yeah, whatever. Alright, got about half an hour left. Alright, next page. Got one there, not on my lawn. Winter is coming. How the... I can't pronounce that word, stole Christmas. I have to look at that one. I mean, that one's got a unique... Yeah, that's something I've never noticed until now. Have a look at this. A lot of these contracts have like images of the targets here, including some special ones like this. But some of them have unique images like this. That there's clearly something that IOI has created themselves. Like these 5 here. These these 3 all seem to be Christmas themed. There's a set of, how many are there? 7? 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a set of 12 contracts where IOI has actually created some custom images for them, which I think is kind of cool. Anyway, we have to do this one. Children Grinders. 5 evil elves disguised as bin men have lured all the unsuspecting kids into their magical sleigh ride, aka garbage compactor. Okay, so we need to eliminate 1 in an accident, and 1 with fiber wire, and 1 with a melee weapon. Any melee weapon will do. I assume that fiber wire does not count. Let's start as Garbage Man. Going to swap the remote explosive for the fiber wire. When I remember where it is. Apologies. And I'm going to smuggle in some coins just because. Okay, so we've got 2 targets here. I assume that we can safely separate them and pull them into the bushes here without that guy noticing. That guy's not even there.
Interesting thing he's ever come across.
Is this a completely custom contract? That's bizarre. Okay, one of you needs to be fiber wired, the other one just needs to be taken out using any method. So I'm immediately having regrets over taking the... No, hang on. I need the lockpick to get into the basement to get the smuggled item. Fuck. Let's start by going into the basement. It's got 2 dudes there. We can lure them both down. We don't have melee weapons, so if one of those needs to go down with melee, we've got a problem. If the other one needs to go down with an accident, we've also got a problem. One of them is melee. What do we have around here? We have a house key. I don't think we have anything useful in here, do we? The other one is any method, that's fine. And we can do this in any disguise, correct? Yes. So really I just need to find a melee weapon. Maybe what I should do is smuggle in a melee weapon instead of coins, and I can use the melee weapon as a distractible. Let's do that. Let's swap the gold coins for a melee weapon. We've unlocked it, we might as well. And there's no other complications on this? No, nothing. Alright, so I think it's pretty simple. We're going to pull the first guy down, stab him to death with an ice pick, stab the second dude with the ice pick, then work on the 2 people outside near the garbage truck, and then figure out how to take out the 5th target who is in the distance directly ahead. Dang, this guy's... okay. Apologies, I was spotted there because holding the ice pick is illegal apparently. I'm sure that you, dear listener, or watcher, whatever, have held an ice pick at some point in your life. Are you even aware that you're committing a crime? So running up there, it's going to pull the guy who's seated, and I can't tell who is the enforcer or not because I'm trespassing. Let's just try that again. Let's hide the ice pick. Not detected during frisk. That's interesting. Okay, so the first guy coming down is the enforcer. That is a problem. Don't spot me, please. I'm not in the mood. This guy we need to take out with any method. Yeah, the ice pick behaves exactly like the screwdriver. I need to wait for you to get off the stairs. We can take you out with melee. Make our way back up here, whereupon we can separate the guys now that we have something to throw.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's...
Okay, he's actually spawned now. That's interesting. He was not there on the first run, for reals. Okay, that did nothing. Let's throw it around there.
Damn.
I can't...
Hey, go see what that was. That's understood.
I can, I just need to be very careful about it. I need to fiber wire, and I need to be quick about this. Damn it. I will use this just to keep him busy. Okay, that guy saw me.
Hey. Wait. Oh, God.
Alright, that guy's a problem. I could maybe get him out of the picture by shooting him with an emetic to start with. And then it's just a case of separating those two, making both kills and dragging them into a bush before a random jogger spots them. No, I have to go into the basement to start with because I need to pick up my ice pick. Just trying to speed this up in any way possible. Turning on the sound system I think is essential to get the guy to move. Otherwise I need to make him move by throwing something or distracting him. Distracting him, namely killing the guy in front of him, which I don't want to do. So I think turning this on, unfortunately, is essential. Come on. Actually, grabbing the briefcase is not the worst idea, I think. And here's me running up the stairs with the ice pick equipped. I thought the briefcase would hide that, but no. That's on me. We'll get this. I just need to stop being a dumbass. Okay, rather than grabbing the ice pick, let's grab the briefcase. And I've forgotten to turn the thing on, but you know what? Let's just roll with it.
Hey, did you grab the pack? Identify yourself.
Gladly. How you doing?
Hey, psycho!
This is incredible because I can't walk between those two things. Yeah, he's fired a shot and that's no good. As soon as he fires a shot, it's done. No, wait, I'm still good. I don't know how that works. Did he actually fire a shot? Man, if this ends up being the run, that's hilarious. Okay, you sir, you are a troll. I mean, yes, you're just wandering around your own front lawn, but I think you're a troll. Let's get... You all saw that. I've revised my opinion. You are a troll.
Oh boy, this is bad.
Okay, let's separate you two.
Huh?
Yo, bro, give me a solid. Check that out, will you? I hear you.
That is not ideal. We can make it work though, I just need to be patient. So you I can eliminate with any method. I don't have a pistol on me, so...
Anything suspicious here?
I hear you. Now relax, okay?
Okay.
What was that noise?
Let's get rid of you.
If anyone is there, show yourself, or you will be in a lot of trouble.
Let's get rid of you. And I'm going to need to hide both of the bodies in the bush. And firstly, hope that no random jogger finds the bodies. Who spotted the body? No, that's one of the bodies on the deck. Come on. Let's just take a look at the last target, and then we'll try putting it all together in one clean run. The thing is, I do want to be fast about this one because the joggers are moving around the neighborhood, and they can easily ruin my run. Another thing I would like to try, even though it's fraught with risk, is I may be able to get away with shooting the troll before I make the first 2 kills. Right, so you need to die in an accident. How do I make you die in an accident? I do know this is right here, but I thought you needed water to make that work. Am I right? Like if I switch this on and shoot that a couple of times, that's going to kill you. No complications. So I can knock out Mr. Bassi here. Turn that on. Drag him over and shoot that thing. Now to make that work, I'm going to need a gun. So I'm going to need to grab a loud, unsilenced gun from one of the dudes that I'm taking out. Alright. Let's try shooting the troll first with the emetic and see what our timing is like. Oh, he's in a terrible position there. He is in a terrible position. And I'll immediately give up on that. Okay, grab the briefcase. Hide the ice pick. I'm not going to use the ice pick until I take this guy down at the bottom of the stairs. Because this guy, what I want to do is push him. That didn't kill him? Okay, that is a problem. That remains a problem. I'll leave it there, but I'm scared that the body is going to get spotted. Okay, melee kill you. Okay, I need to shoot the troll. Preferably without being spotted. That's going to get you moving.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's...
Thing is, if either of these two cry out, it's going to alert the guy in the background.
Snow novel, maybe. Slivers of past shimmers, or something like that. Okay, my wife's reading it now. I can't get her to do anything around the house.
No, it's not a novel. I I think it's a journal or a diary. He's one of the... Damn.
See what that was. Let's go.
I'm on it.
Sure you are. Body spotted.
Dragging a dead person.
Oh,
And I've screwed up because I've forgotten to pick up a gun from one of the dudes that I took out earlier. Oh damn, I can't hide the body. I wonder how the body was spotted previously, for reals. Because I genuinely thought no one else came in here. I'm just not sure how to use these to create an electrocution opportunity. Do I just put a body near them and shoot it and hope for the best, or what? And this one here clearly will work because water conducts and all that. Anyway, you dead. Nearest exit is still the bus stop, right? No, it's the bridge. The bridge, but I'm trespassing coming through here, so I just need to be careful.
Oh god.
Interesting order of priorities on that contract, but all in all, relatively simple. And they're the ones that I like the most. 58th. Alright, I've got about another 10 minutes before I need to call it quits, so I might just get one more done maybe? One more done is optimistic. I might just look at one more. How about that? Okay, it was on this page, I think. Yes, we just did that one, so there's going to be more. 2 more on this page. Not on my lawn. Okay, we just need to take out 4 in any way imaginable. We have no set way on taking them out or disguises. Hopefully they're not in terrible positions, but it's a featured contract, so there's going to be a trick to it. You know there's going to be a trick to it. Alright, where are our targets? I think one of them is the troll. One of them looks like the nurse. One of them looks like not the deputy, but the guy standing next to the nurse. And the other one is the garbage man who we just took out. Really? Alright, I might just hide you a little bit further along here, so that Mr. Bassey doesn't spot you.
You know the exterminator guy who's working on Batty's house?
Yeah, the only issue I've got here is the deputy or whoever it was that was wondering. Yeah, this guy. That guy's going to be a problem.
No, but this Batty guy is driving me crazy. Every time he sees me, he comes out and wants to talk. The problem is he just won't shut up. Always ranting about that damn lawsuit against Janus and waving piles of paper at me. As if I give a rat's ass about their problems. Let the judge sort it out. What do I want? I want you to talk to Masterson and ask him, no, tell him to get me off this beat. I want added pay for this. Best.
Huh? Okay. Man, we might have a situation. I'll check the perimeter. Over.
Okay, are you actually in the shed or are you on the other side? You're on the other side.
About you guys, you're just so chill. Not like Janet. I've never.
But this shouldn't be any concern at all, should it?
I mean, I'm just trying to help him, and he's behaving like a complete.
We might have a possible disturbance. I'm moving to investigate.
No, it's not the troll. I'm not sure who that is.
Enjoying that I can't figure out what it is. I know it sounds crazy because he looks like any fragile old man. But I think.
Oh. Yeah, that's just typical.
I should have really closed the door behind me, but we're fine. Okay, so the last target is... Huh.
Ah, crap.
Can I just get you to walk this way, sir, pretty please?
What?
I said, can you walk this way, please? Is it really this easy? Uh, 47, my gun. I tried multiple times there to bring the gun up and it didn't come up. It's like 47 just forgot that he was holding a gun. Well, that is a nice, lovely, easy one to finish the stream.
He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing.
That one is surprisingly easy. I would have expected some conditions, such as disguise or kill methods. But I'm honestly very, very surprised by how easy that one is. 84th, yeah. There'll be ways to speed that up significantly. You could probably snipe some of the targets, I reckon. Huh. Anyway, I'm not sure how many we got through today, 6 or 7, including one which I couldn't do. I'll take a look at that one offline later tonight. But I'll probably end up looking it up because that one looks like an absolute troll contract. Which one was that? The one that I couldn't do. How many did we get done? No, don't look at those. Don't look at those either. Let's look at these. How many did we get done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 done, including one which I have no idea how to get this one done. The problem we've got is the big stuff. That one involves playing a tune and letting it play without people cutting off the tune for about 4.5 minutes. And that will be fine if we could subdue the guys and take them out, but the problem is that. I'm going to have to look this one up. I've got no idea. But other than that, we got through... Wait, can I count? Yes. Sorry, I'm getting confused by that bloke down the bottom right there. We got through 8 today, so I'm reasonably happy about that. Alright, that is going to do it for me for today. So, Saturday I have a very short early stream plan because I need to be at places at 3 PM and there's not much point streaming after that, I find, so I'll be doing an early stream on Saturday. Whereupon we will be looking at the second mission of the 7 Deadly Sins, which is the Pride Profusion. That will effectively be blind. I haven't looked at these yet. I'll look at them on Saturday. Don't know what those are about, but we'll find out. Oh, it's a redacted one. Huh. Huh. Okay, I've looked at them right now and I've learnt absolutely nothing. Awesome. Hoping to get that done on Saturday. If we do, then we'll just move on to some more featured contracts. But after that, Sunday, I should be back as well, and we'll move on to Sloth. Anyway, that is going to do it for me for tonight. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll be back online very soon.